crazy over it is I don't sit there like a goddamn vegetable. It don't make a bit of sense to me. That's what being crazy is. And I'm senseless, out of it, gone down the road, back up.
I try to keep it simple. I've done a lot of psilocybin. A side effect of this is that I see in pixels. It sort of started to be an issue. I'm a little miserable. Doc says it's official. It's majorly difficult, physically capable, but cynicism left me in a crippling condition and disabled all my vision, both literal and figuratively speaking. So I mean I see no light in my peripheral this evening. Suffering the loss of some motor senses. I'm more defensive, paranoid, lost most people off my Motorola friends list. I'm solo, I'm lowering myself into a snow globe. I don't know how to explain the way my brain behaves. It's safe to say my brain waves, they all crash on a daily basis. Basically ain't no life raft with this empty spaceship, and I don't know where my base is. Whitney, Houston, we have a problem I'd forgotten. I guess it got lost between a hard place and a jaded rock on the bottom. A pipe dream where I walk in my sleep and play possum. It's a living nightmare, like a self-generating simulation based on the data in my primal fears. I'm never quite there, under stress, feel the pressure as sketchy as Escher on some perpetual spiral stairs. I bear the burden of word association, every verb related to further a loaded statement. My eternal monologue, anechoic chamber, reverberating array of appropriated dangers. I see equations displayed in Venn diagrams, 50 shades of grey matter scattered in a riot band. Ever since the ketamine, when I sniffed the entire gram, gave me food for thought. I never figured out the diet plan for my appetite for life is anorexic. I'm apoplectic, practically practice for death, wishing that I had an exit. When you can predict coincidences, it makes you less fussed about the next bit. I've died a lot of times in my trips and dreams. I come to terms with death and what existence means, considering philosophy before I hit my teens. While most played with Play-Doh, Plato played tricks on me, and now I'm scared of my own shadow. So shadow thinking when I go, should I donate my bone marrow, riding through a one-horse town with no saddle, going down with no direction like a broken arrow. You ever stood at the top of a train bridge and left it to the timetable to decide what your fate is? You ever truly doubted if you're in the matrix, take something inanimate, actually make it shapeshift?
I'm not just talking about one person, I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about form, I'm talking about content, I'm talking about interrelationships, I'm talking about God, the devil, hell, heaven. Do you understand?
See, my friends think I think too much, and now I think trust something they don't think enough about. Could give a fuck, I'm sitting under a thundercloud in a state of flux while the rain starts to bucket down to the fundamentals. I don't know if you've noticed, but most people don't think to question their motives. Easier to be altruistic if you don't admit to knowingly giving a trophy system to the goldfish is hopeless. When everyone denounces free will, a predetermined version of events means I keep still climbing beanstalks up a fucking steep hill, traded in the herd for half an empty cup of magic beans still. Suffer from hallucinogenic persisting perception disorder. It's sort of distorted like audio underwater, bored of the torture and torment. Fall on the floorboards in the morning on all fours under the porch crawling. It's always an option. I don't even feel depressed. I don't mind a few people, sort of wanna kill the rest. What can I say? I guess my life is still a mess, but what you expect from a cuckoo trying to build his nest? Lost in the wilderness, bewildered by the will to live, and wondering if I need to fill the will before the pilgrimage. I've lost faith, lost in amazement in a locked cage. It's been one hell of a motherfucking long phase now. I've given up, I'm thinking I can change, considering I'm meant to be so mentally deranged. Inevitable when it is indelible, ingrained, and the medication ain't alleviating any pain. Insane in the membrane, I struggle to be real. I don't know how to answer the question of how it makes me feel, cause nothing makes me feel anything. Even MDMA don't make me muster up a grin. And when you think human beings are nothing more than a parasite, can't put that aside and see this planet as a paradise. It's a pantomime, paradoxical paradigm, paranoid at parachuting puppets over Palestine that'll leave you paralyzed. paralysis by analysis. But what's it matter if I do or don't exist? Schrodinger catalyst, a cataclysmic mix of apathy, pacifism, and nihilistic anarchist. Life is easy when you'd rather you were dead, and you're actively encouraging the cancer in your head. And I don't say it lightly, I know it could affect people who care, but what am I meant to keep it to myself instead? When you feel you had nothing but negativity, it's hard to find a positive in any probability. Every observation, I base it on relativity. The spectrum of emotions only relative to misery.
What does that mean?
Tell you guys something. You just don't want to learn it. You just don't want to listen to anybody.